Hola mis amigos. What do the words in, to, and of have in common? Well, they're all prepositions. Without prepositions, you wouldn't be able to connect words and express the relationships of different ideas. Fear not. As of today, we're going to explain all about prepositions so you will be able to express what you want in Spanish. Prepositions are like the glue that holds the language together. They are essentially words that connect the elements of a sentence. They are used to indicate relationships between place, time, direction, movement, and possession. You can see the English examples with the prepositions highlighted. Therefore, in today's class, we're going to look at some of the most common prepositions in Spanish. You will most likely definitely have seen and used some of them up to this point, but I will explain the meanings to you. Contra, against. This is the same as in English. You can use it to talk about something leaning against another thing. Apoyé la silla contra la pared. Or to talk about being opposed to something or someone. El abogado de derechos lucha contra la compañía de armas. Desde. This means from or since. Desde aquí hasta la panadería son más o menos 10 minutos a pie. Can you see we have used some other prepositions in this sentence, which we will cover later on? Conociste a ellos desde que eran jóvenes. Durante, this means during. Durmieron durante la clase. I hope not in these classes though. Hacia, this means towards or around, in terms of direction and time. El león está corriendo muy rápido hacia nosotros. Estaremos llegando hacia las 4 de la tarde. Hasta, until. Hasta la próxima. You can also use hasta as up to, or as far as. Basically going to a certain point, but not further. Tengo un gran presupuesto de hasta 500 libras. Te puedo llevar hasta la gasolinera. Sin, without. Puedes comprar una mesa de noche sin lámpara. You don't have to use the indefinite article when a noun is followed by sin, as you can see in this example with the lamp. However, if you do put an article, it could be to add emphasis. Se fue sin un adiós. He left without a goodbye. Now look at this example. Tengo que aprender a vivir sin fumar. When sin is followed by a verb, the verb is nearly always in the infinitive form. Sometimes phrases using sin are better translated using the English suffix less or free. Los diamantes sin defectos son extremadamente raros. ¿Puedo tener Coca-Cola sin azúcar? Según, according to. Según Pepe, tú tomaste mis chocolates. Sobre. This is one of those prepositions which has a few different meanings in English. It could mean about, on, over, or above. El libro es sobre un amor prohibido. El bebé está sobre el coche. El puente está sobre el río. El avión volaba sobre las nubes. It is all about context when you hear someone use sobre in a sentence and you want to know what they mean. You wouldn't say, for instance, the book is above forbidden love. The majority of the prepositions are used in the same way as they are in English. However, there are a few that need just a little more attention. The preposition a can mean to or at in English. It has a variety of uses. Indicates when an action is directed at a person, animal, or thing. Tú llamas a Luis. Indicate a direction or motion. Voy a Guatemala. Express time. La película empieza a las 8. The preposition de can mean of or from in English, and it also has a variety of uses. Expresses origin. Yo soy de Guatemala. Expresses possession. Esta chaqueta es de Sara. Notice how for this example, there isn't a translation in English. When talking about materials that is made of something, la mesa es de madera. Notice what the literal translation is. Let's take a quick moment to talk about contractions. They are when two words are combined into one. Examples of contractions in English are I and am is I am, or are and not is aren't, and so on. In English, you can have a whole load of contractions which are optional and indicate informality. In Spanish, there are only 2 contractions and you are required to use them no matter what. The prepositions a and de contract with the masculine singular definite article. They do not contract with the feminine la or the plural los or las. So combining a and el, you get al. And combining de and el, you get del. If you look at the other combinations, you just say them as they are. So, a, la, a, las, de, la, de, las, and so on. Let's look at these examples. Vamos al cine. Let's go to the cinema. Yo llego del gimnasio. I arrive from the gym. Now let's go and look at some more prepositions. The preposition en can mean in, on, or by in English. It has a variety of uses. Expresses location. Pongo el cuadro en la pared. Expresses time. Fui a Perú en el verano. Expresses a means of doing something. Vamos a Italia en tren. A mode or way of doing something. La película es en español. The preposition con means with in English. You can use it to express a means or a way of doing something. Cierra la ventana con la llave. To express accompaniment, puedes estudiar con nosotros. The preposition entre can mean amongst or between in English. You can use it to express in the middle of 2 or more people or things. Tu libro está entre mi ropa. Express time between one moment and another. Nosotros llegamos entre 7 y 8 de la noche. We have just gone through some of the most common prepositions. It is just a matter of practice and they will come automatically to you. Now watch Cosmo give us a brief history lesson of Guatemala and take a note as to how the different prepositions are used.
Guatemala es un país maravilloso, con una historia rica en cultura y costumbres. Estamos orgullosos de que aquí esté el corazón del mundo maya. El periodo de máximo desarrollo de esta civilización maya fue desde el siglo IV hasta el siglo X. Durante este tiempo construyeron templos maravillosos como los de Tikal y el Mirador. Según algunos expertos, el Mirador tiene la pirámide más grande en todo el mundo por su volumen. También desarrollaron mucho la astronomía, el sistema de calendario, las matemáticas, la escritura jeroglífica y la arquitectura. En el año 1524 llegaron los españoles a Guatemala y empezó la conquista del país. Los españoles se llevaron la mayor cantidad de riquezas hacia Europa. También este fue un periodo de esclavitud y genocidio para los indígenas. En el año 1821 se declaró a Guatemala independiente de España. Pero la independencia tampoco tuvo cambios para las comunidades indígenas, porque en lugar de los españoles entraron dictadores. A principios de 1980, 4 grupos guerrilleros se reunieron formando la URNG. Unidad Revolucionaria Nacional Guatemalteca. Los militares del gobierno reprimieron este movimiento y la lucha entre los militares y los grupos guerrilleros provocó que durante este tiempo se asesinara a un gran número de personas. Había muchas negociaciones para terminar con la guerra interna, hasta que el 29 de diciembre de 1996 se firmó en el Palacio Nacional de Ciudad de Guatemala un acuerdo de paz firme y duradera. Se calcula que durante los 36 años de guerra civil murieron 200,000 guatemaltecos. 1,000,000 de personas perdieron sus casas y no se sabe exactamente cuántos miles desaparecieron. A pesar de todo lo que ha pasado en este hermoso país, las personas son entusiastas, amigables y muy positivas respecto al futuro. Y las bellezas naturales hacen de Guatemala un país único y extraordinario. Por ejemplo, yo soy un quetzal, una de las aves más bellas del mundo. Soy el ave nacional de Guatemala y símbolo de nuestra libertad.
That was very interesting. Now let's test your knowledge on the prepositions. I will say a preposition in Spanish, then when you see this icon, you have a few seconds to tell me what it is in English. Let's begin. Hacia. The answer is towards or around. Según. The answer is according to. A. The answer is to or at. In. The answer is in, on, or by. In today's lesson, we have learned what prepositions are, the uses of the most common prepositions, about contractions, and a brief history on Guatemala. We have covered quite a lot in today's class. Adios, and see you in the next lesson.